game night with a gal pal. Look who's talking smack now and this close to a Care Bear sitch. This is Kurt's Blurbs. What up, lunatics? Kurt Money here, fresh off of watching episode 8 of the Plurbs, Charm Offensive. Let the blurbs begin. Blurb number 1, Manousos never change. Right from the jump, I am cracking up because this dude's iron will to not give one single inch to the pod peeps. The cut to him having the nurse at knife point had me dying. Then his IOU for $8,000. Oh, classic Manousos. You know, I was wondering what he was going to do when he ran out of bills to stick on windshields, and I should have known he's going to go to the Lloyd Christmas route.
That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs.
Blurb number 2. So I was right. Kinda, right? You'll remember last week I said that Carol was faking it. This is all a ruse, so that she can sneak around and find out how to unpod them. Boom. And the fact that this episode is named Charm Offensive makes me think I was right. I think she totally was. But then I listened to the podcast, and the way they're talking about it, Carol was truly Les Mis. And then she says this thing at the end.
Someone has to put the world right. Even if it means you all leave me again. Even if it means that I'm...
So maybe both things are true. She was faking it and enjoying this squeeze in its own right. It's possible, but at least we know she's never going full pod peep. Blurb number 3, Cringe City. Population, me. Watching Carol trying to make small talk here with the bevy and board games. I mean, this was... Ugh.
It's not too sweet. I always worry I don't add enough water.
It's perfect.
Yeah? Because I can add more if you want, the water.
And it was a relief to hear her say as much, too. I mean, because my gut was twisted.
I don't know what to talk about.
I was really hoping to get a Scrabble shout out here because, well, Scrabble's the best board game ever invented. And we were kind of close.
Anagrams?
Oh.
No. That wouldn't be any fun. You know all the words.
Now, do you think they went with bananagrams over Scrabble because it's a funnier word? Or do you think it's the less expensive word, rights-wise, than Scrabble? I mean, it doesn't matter, because they end up playing cards, which will come in handy theme-wise later.
Let's go for it. Cards on the table.
Blurb number 4, How Dare You Part 1, The Bear Jordan Tease. All right, after Zosia says her barf-inducing, we just live where we live, man. We got hang our hat where we are. After she says that, and I'm done gagging, we cut to a gym and a close-up on this cute little dog. I thought, for sure, here we go. Get ready, Carol, to meet your new bestie.
His name was Bear Jordan.
Hey, Bear. Hey.
But nope. Doesn't happen. This whole combo, I was sure as shit that Bear Jordan was going home with Carol. Especially after this shot. How dare you cut to Carol on a pillow and pull out to reveal her arm is around Pirate Lady and not Bear Jordan. Not cool, Vincent Co. Not cool. Blurb number 5, R.I.P. some faves. We had to say goodbye to 2 of my favorite running jokes tonight, and that's the drone hanging off the telephone pole.
Be righty, Carol.
Because they fixed it when they fixed the roof after Carol's quasi-suey attempt. And 2, goodbye to the Howard Hamlin voice message. That's out of here.
Can you do me a favor?
Congrats to the Plurbs on a perfect run of playing it in full every time. That means we've heard it 11 times from start to fin. Impressive. Not impressive. The hot sauce stains on my shirt and neck. Just prior to shooting, this happened. Man down. And I had no idea that some of it had made its way to me or on cam. So here we are, all hot saucy. Okay, back to it. Blurb number 6, Pirate Lady AMA. But not too many, Carol. Sometimes when the pod peeps were asking her questions, I was like, don't answer that. Do not answer that, Carol. They're trying to get in your head. They're going to use it against you somehow. I just know it.
Why are you asking?
I felt that way because I knew that Carol was asking cues for the same purpose. Gathering intel for a future attack.
So, like radio?
Sort of.
But sometimes I was like, all right, Carol, cool it. Not so many questions back to back. They're going to get wise to it if you don't slow your roll. So just, take a breather, which I was definitely feeling during the train scene.
Why do you still need trains anyway?
Food distribution?
Blurb number 7. Oh, so they got jokes now, huh? The pod peeps are getting a lot better at pretending to be human, and it's kind of freaking me out. Countless times this ep, Zosia says something sarcastic or funny, like she's Helen incarnate all of a sudden, and I hated it. The croquet game zings.
Maybe. Or maybe you just suck.
The roasting of Carol's woe is me attitude.
Oh, you poor, tortured artist.
And this bit about the Matrix-style orgy request being a possibility if that's what Carol's into.
This isn't going to turn into the orgy scene at the end of that Matrix movie, is it?
Not unless you wanted to.
Now, you might be saying, whoa, Kurt Money, that wasn't a joke. If Carol wanted the orgy, they would have delivered. And that's true. I'm just annoyed at how quick they were able to turn around and save face on it. And be like, oh yeah, no, we're just joking. Before they had to ask Carol if it was sarcasm or not.
Were you being sarcastic?
Now they know how to use it themselves and call it out.
Sarcasm.
Yes.
Oh, and speaking of this croquet match, on the pod they were talking about how they had to find a field that was astroturf because the pod peeps don't party on real grass, you know, because it's alive and whatever.
The fact that we had to shoot in a stadium with turf, not with real grass.
Right.
Because these people can't cut the grass.
So keep your eyes on grass levels moving forward. Now, we're only 60 days in. It's not really evident that it hasn't been mowed, and they definitely can't let it die. So they're going to have to keep watering it, right? I mean, so this means come season 3, 4, or 10, they're gonna be wading through it, which is, I suppose, is a good thing for them that they mostly shoot in a desert. But next trip to the golf course, though, be looking.
All right.
Blurb number 8, no surprise pop-ins. This scene was a roller coaster for me at the end, when Zosia is suddenly super worried for some reason.
Zosia?
Now, instantly I'm thinking, okay, this is good. Maybe if she has to talk about the person she was, the real Zosia, it like snaps it out of the pod peep trance for a second. Like, make her keep talking about it, and maybe the real Zosia will pop in. That's not the case, which is a bummer. But it's cool because she's going, uh-oh.
We're going to have a visitor.
Which means Manousos is around the corner. And I love this because it makes me feel better. I was so worried about Manousos sneaking up when Carol was mid-hugging Pirate Lady. Or worse, he sneaks up when she's mid-naked hugging Pirate Lady. Which brings me to blurb number 9. How dare you, part 2, the stolen kiss. This right here was a cold-blooded, last-ditch effort by the pod peeps to connect and reach Carol. And I think it was a dirty, rotten trick. I mean, it's the same exact non-consensual move they pulled in episode 1 when they were infecting everybody. It's like they haven't learned anything. They're doing the same shit. Not cool. You know, it's funny, they were talking on the pod about how they wanted it to be 90% Carol igniting the bone sesh, so there'd be no question about like consent and that stuff.
We needed to make sure that Carol was also, if not the one initiating, definitely the one who like goes 90% of the way, kind of goes into it.
But I'm not okay with this. Now look, I got nothing against Carol getting her rocks off. She is human after all. But this was a shady move by the pod peeps, and I'm annoyed that it worked so well. Blurb 10, more misery vibes. Carol getting back into writing Wycaro, handing chapter 1 off to Zosia,
Do you want to read chapter 1?
is giving me major Paul Sheldon writing misery pages to give to Annie Wilkes to avoid more ankle trauma.
It's for the best.
I mean, that's why Carol's writing her books again here, so that she can secretly be writing about how to break the pod peeps behind it. Wycaro up front, plan to save the world behind. But again, you listen to the podcast, it sure sounds like this is just like Carol finding her voice again and genuinely being inspired to write.
Zosia lit the fire. And the others, they lit the fire about like, oh, what that feels like, what that sunshine on your face feels like when someone else is excited as you are.
So I guess I gotta buy it. Carol found her voice again thanks to these dopes. But it can also be true that she's doing it to keep them off the scent while she keeps on scheming. That's what I'm choosing to believe, or still believe, because the ruse continues. Carol's still faking it. Now is when I usually come at you with a Burbs blurb, but not today. No. Since this is now the second time this season of the Plurbs that has made me think of misery, this lady was giving me Kathy Bates and Misery big time. And also me now remembering who directed Misery. I say, watch Misery tonight, and you can watch the Cock-a-Doodle Burbs tomorrow. And obviously I know what I'm going to be watching New Year's Eve. Truly a heartfelt rest in peace to these two, whose love gave us the most satisfying end to a rom-com ever.
3 months later, we got married.
Yeah, it only took 3 months.
12 years and 3 months.